The noble institution of the Church of God of Prophecy is noted as one of our country's largest religious bodies, bringing hope to the nation through the message of salvation.
It was proven in the recent census report of 2012, published by the Gleaner, that the Church of God of Prophecy in Jamaica is the second largest Pentecostal church, with over 34,000 covenanted members.
From our first church at Danvers Penn, St. Thomas, to our newest at Brunswick Avenue, St. Catherine, we have over 294 churches island-wide.
Over the years, this institution has significantly impacted the lives of many through various ministries and outreach programs.
Join us as we journey through the history of this great institution. Sharian,
Dave.
did you know that our great institution was started sometime in the year 1923?
Yes, I did. And actually, it's interesting to note that Bishop R.C. Smith and James L. Kinder were two key players in the development of the Church of God of Prophecy in Jamaica.
Okay, so tell us more.
I will. In the first 50 years of the church, most people recognize Bishop R.C. Smith as its founder. One can understand that thinking, for Brother Smith began preaching sometime before he became its leader. For about 60 years of the 20th century, Smith was one of the most influential Pentecostal leaders or preachers in Jamaica. His leadership style and prophetic preaching is still talked about by all who knew him.
For clarity, we need to begin in 1931, when James L. Kinder, a minister of the Church of God in Cleveland, Tennessee, USA, was appointed as missionary to the island of Jamaica. He served until 1935. While Brother Kinder served as overseer, 6 churches were established, the first of which was Danvers Penn in St. Thomas, and the others were Jonestown, Gold Street, which is now High Holborn Street, Old Hope Road, Stony Hill in Kingston and St. Andrew, and Rose Hill in Manchester.
About 10 years before Brother Kinder came to the island, the Lord spoke to a young man, Rudolph Clifford Smith of Alston, Clarendon, to go to Sawyers River, a remote area of the parish, to preach the message of salvation. He began his mission sometime between the end of 1921 and the beginning of 1922 in Sawyers River. He organized his first congregation at Main Ridge, a more populated area, a few miles from Sawyers River. Brother Smith was not attached to any church organization, neither was he a licensed minister. Prior to organizing this church, Brother Smith asked a minister named Reverend Parkinson to baptize those who were saved.
In the process of time, Brother Smith got married, and in 1929 he moved with his family from Main Ridge to Kingston. Before Brother Smith left Clarendon, he had established congregations at Chapelton, Dillon, and Dowse in the parish, and Point Hill in St. Catherine. Soon after he migrated to the city, he began to preach in the Whitfield Town area of St. Andrew, and a church was organized at 2 Moore Street. He met with Brother Kinder, who was in charge of the Church of God, and apparently they worked together faithfully in the harvesting of souls.
In 1935, when Brother Kinder attended the General Assembly of the Church of God, his health had deteriorated so badly that he could not return as missionary to Jamaica. He was asked by the then General Overseer, Bishop Ambrose J. Tomlinson, to recommend someone to the position of Island Overseer. Brother Kinder recommended Brother R.C. Smith. Brother Smith was interviewed and ordained as a bishop and appointed as Island Overseer of the churches in Jamaica. That same year, Brother Jonathan A. Riley, who felt the call of God to preach in the St. Catherine area sometime before, got in touch with Brother Tomlinson with a desire to be a part of the church in Cleveland. Brother Tomlinson directed him to Bishop Smith, who received him and about 6 congregations in the church.
Under the leadership of Bishop R.C. Smith, the work continuously grew. Bishop Smith brought with him 7 churches, making a total of 13 in 1935. He traveled thousands of miles on foot over the island to preach the word and the message of the Church of God.
In the first 20 years of his ministry, he gained 96 churches with over 5,000 members. In 1950, the church moved its national headquarters to Maxfield Avenue. In the early years, the church under Bishop Smith's leadership operated with the name Bible Church of God. But in 1964, the church was legally incorporated with the Church of God of Prophecy in Cleveland, Tennessee. Bishop Smith led the church for 40 years. His passion, fervency, and faithfulness to the call bore many fruits, and the church grew and expanded immensely under his leadership.
Determination, strength, integrity, the characteristics of a true leader.
It is often said that the highest distinction is service to others. A leader is one who should exemplify true servanthood. Many great leaders have given years of faithful, dedicated, and committed service to the Church of God of Prophecy, and so we salute our pioneers. The church has seen 7 national overseers, namely Bishops James L. Kindle, Rudolph Smith, Alvin Moss, Lesmond Graham, Arthur Moss, Clayton Martin, and Winston Leith. The National Overseer has been entrusted with the mandate of giving oversight to the work of the church in Jamaica. He has specific duties to organize and direct the evangelistic efforts of the church, and also ensure that every church is supplied with a pastor. He is to divide his country into territories or parishes and appoint an overseer for each. Our national overseer has a tremendous task of making regular visits to every parish and church, and he is expected to tender to the general interest of each. As the chief administrator of the Church of God of Prophecy, he has a duty to ensure that the polity of the church is maintained.
Our national conventions bring together brethren from all walks of life to fellowship, share, and worship our Lord in a wonderful atmosphere. From our early years at Maxfield Avenue to our mega conventions inside the island's National Arena, and now at our very own convention center at 41 Old Harbor Road, we continue to look forward to a time of true worship and fellowship together.
One day every tongue will confess you are God. One day every knee will bow. Still the greatest treasure remains for those who gladly choose you now.
The structural design and aesthetics of our church buildings have evolved tremendously. From dirt floors to ceramic tiles, thatch to aluminum roofs, chashimini to state-of-the-art materials. Seats made from bamboo propped on blocks are now distant memories long since replaced with comfortable cushioned pews. Beautiful edifices such as the Church of God of Prophecies, Life Center, Linstead, Fairview, among others, are testaments of this.
Upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that upon this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. Oh no. Hey! Whenever I'm tempted to do wrongs, I get on my knees and I start to give him thanks. He showed me the path to righteousness, and he promised me on solid ground I'll stand. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail, no. Through life's trials, he always stood by me, and he walks me through them with his rod and the staff. Closer than a brother, my Jesus is to me, so no devil from hell will be able to succeed. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. He said that up on this rock I'm gonna build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. I set a solid foundation for you to stand, my child. Walk with me and I will make great and mighty things.
Hi Sherian,
Hi Dave.
how you doing?
I'm great.
The journey.
Trust me, it was exciting.
I mean, understanding where we came from, it was so invigorating.
Our history is so rich and profound. I learned so much.
Just understanding who started this organization that we are now a part of, it's just wonderful.
And it's inspiring to know the great work that our leaders put in. All of that work that they did and the sacrifices that they made. And what was so interesting is that they did this under adverse circumstances, limited resources, and they were able to accomplish so much. Dave, trust me, I am so enthralled by all of this.
Just to see how much churches we now have. Coming
295.
from, right?
Yeah.
Coming from just one church.
In Danvers, Spain, and it still exists today. That's really interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and the churches, just to think about like the aesthetics and the structure and stuff. Dirt floors, you can imagine us worshiping in dirt floors now, and bamboo pews. I mean, that's unbelievable.
And now we have beautiful buildings.
Yeah, and
big buildings.
Yes.
I mean, tiled floors, wonderful pews, wonderful seats.
And we have roofs. Yeah, we do. We have roofs. But it was really a good journey. It was a great journey, and I think even for us as young people, it helps us to appreciate our church a lot more than we do, you know. And it was really exciting. And do it again.
It was fun for me, you know, just learn about our history and even doing this video. It was fun, and I encourage young people to learn about the history of the Church of God of Prophecy. It is rich, it is warm, and it is something that will inspire you to go on.
And we invite you to join us again, because this shall be coming right back at you.
See you.
See you.